What song were you trying to learn? Like
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
Of course.
Well, a terrible song. A
hard.
lovely song, but terrible song to... Well, one, the subject matter of you trying to tell your crush about everything in that song is like, what?
That's true. It's actually
bad.
It's actually like a word. Our relationship
and it
is
goes
dying.
over even worse when you can't play it.
Welcome to In the Round, a podcast for people who love music and genuine conversation. Join us as we sit down with some of our favorite local, regional, and national artists to chat about life and their creative journeys. I'm Dee. I'm a musician. I'm a music lover, and I'm your host. So pull up a chair, get comfy, and enjoy. As we head into Thanksgiving, we're feeling extra grateful for the visit from our next guest, Ben Mulwana. He made a special trip to come talk to us about his journey from growing up in Uganda to becoming a Wisconsin resident, how he turned music into a passion and career, and he shared a new song with us called Low on Luck. That's a beautifully vulnerable and true account of his path to love. Enjoy our chat with Ben Mulwana. Who'd you show? Who'd you show?
My wife.
Yeah.
And
is she your biggest critic in a good way?
In a good way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm very good at just saying like, well, that's your opinion, and I just like,
that's an excellent exercise in marriage.
I mean, and I just move on and do it anyway, because at the end of the day, like, we can't, like, no one's gonna match your energy about what you're pumped about.
Yeah.
So
this
like,
this is true.
Like, I'm always like, okay. Good.
You gotta
I'm just gonna do
you gotta bring your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
You know your true north.
Always, So I'm like, doesn't matter to me. So I thought it was really cool. But what I was saying is it's like a cartoonish slot machine.
Oh.
And it's low on luck, and it has like all the symbols from the song. Oh. Like the 7, the gun, like the broken dishes, the horseshoe, and like they're all out of line and everything, and it's just like the you know how like sports machine or the slot machines always have like a big banner of like bets or whatever. It's just a low on luck, and then in the bottom it just says like Ben Mulwana Village. So I thought it looked
that's great,
awesome.
Like, I haven't even seen it. I love it.
I don't have my phone.
I'll
show it to you. Like I was just like and I did a couple other like iterations of it, and I'm like, I think this is like what I'm gonna do. And then I showed her. She was like, I'm like, okay, well. We'll see it on the shirt.
Yeah. Well, get ready.
Because it's going to happen either way. So we're going to do that.
You know, I will say, my husband always says, he's like, I'll never be excited. I'm just an excitable person. Like,
sure.
I just, his family's frequently like, wow, Dinah, your reactions are just, and I'm like, I can't help it. I'm just excited about it. So
if
you ever need someone to just be immediately hyped about something, just text me. And I'll be like, wow, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Don't lie, though.
I won't bullshit you. I will give.
I was going to say.
I will give, a comment.
Just,
if needed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then
but usually it'll be like, wow, that's great. Have you thought about that? But
you know what? I don't mind that. I never mind that, because I think like, the worst thing you could do is like to immediately like shit on someone's plan.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like that's what happens, but I'm just saying like, and also not like to be, there's a fine line within like not being fake and just saying that like, maybe like it's not for me.
Yeah.
But also like, I'm really pumped at you. Because like, being a musician, like sometimes just doing something is like 99% of the,
of the
thing.
Yes.
Like, because like I could just sit here and also do nothing.
Just not
like
do
that's
it.
also an option.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it always takes way more time than people realize, I think too. I think that's what a lot of times you're looking for, is that initial acknowledgement that you spent a probably longer than you should amount of time on this thing.
Yeah, days almost.
And so so it's like give me the respect of that first, and then you can crush my dreams.
And then, so do you feel that like you've worked any on like trying to not like trying not to fish for like the hey, I finished something, like and just being like finishing something is just like normal, like should just be expected.
Right. Oh, this is really interesting because you want to self-reward so that you keep going, right?
Yeah.
You want to self-incentivize, maybe. But at the same time, some things are just the day-to-day and you just got to do it. And you shouldn't get a cookie every time.
Like,
then
no, you
get
shouldn't
too
pat
many
yourself on the back. You're just like, this is it. This is... Because it's not like you get to, like, if you have a normal job, it's not like when you pull in the parking lot, you're like, come on, all right.
Yeah.
Like, you
know what? Some days, though. Some days... I'm like, I'm here.
When
I
it's
made
6 feet of snow, yeah, sure, yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's a perfect example. Oh, I should say, Ben Mulwana, welcome to In the Round.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're so thrilled to have you.
Were we
met you
the
at
whole time?
Blue. Yeah. Oh, we're rolling.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
We're good. We keep it, like I said, we keep it cash.
I like it.
Keep it chill.
Cool. Yeah.
No, that was also just such a wonderful. I didn't even want to divert us from that path because that was a great chat. But we're still chatting.
Yeah.
Ben, we met you at Blue Ox Music Festival in Eau Claire this summer, and when Brooke and I saw you perform, we were like, oh, he must come here to Trilix.
And thanks for coming to that, and thanks for having me. This has been super nice being here too.
Well, we just absolutely fell in love with your music and who you are on stage and who you are as a person, and just getting to chat with you. And you know, for those few minutes, we were just really captivated. So I'm really excited to introduce people to your music. You live in Wisconsin, so you're not that far from us. You've been, you know, traveling through the Midwest and touring around, playing festivals, doing all sorts of things. But you're you're born in Uganda, right?
Yeah.
And then moved over to the U.S., ended up in Wisconsin. We were talking about that journey a little bit, so you can fill people in. But you play this beautiful, soulful folk music that's just totally captivating. You played a new song for us solo today, but you also play with a band, Ben Mulwana and the Village, which is a great name. I love it. So just wanted to, you know, tell us a little bit about that journey of how you came to the U.S. and how you started getting into music. And
yeah, I mean, I think as we were talking about a little bit earlier, so I came here, just my parents were working here in the U.S. They had like contracts and everything to work here. So it was not by choice on my end, which is...
Were you sad to leave? Like
very. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think, you know, obviously when... It had happened so many times, you know, just, you know, different places.
A lot,
so
right.
I'd kind of grown used to it, but also really, I mean, it's tough to like leave friends. It's tough to leave, you know, people that you love, people that you know.
Yeah. Because how old were you when
here I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't...
Different age.
Yeah.
And, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it wasn't... Well,
you're like, over there I'm 100, but I was 18.
No. That's funny. I mean, I meant when I came to the U.S. When I went to a different country, I was a different age is what I meant. But
gotcha.
That's funny though.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I was 17, had just turned 18, and then it felt different, obviously, as any place feels, and then it felt a bit cold. I mean, it was December, so that's...
It was literally cold.
It was literally cold, but like even... just kind of getting to start over. It's a little bit easier when you're younger. But when you're older and you've like kind of forged some relationships, you just kind of, this sucks, you know. But anyway, lived in DC for just over like a year and a half, and then moved to Wisconsin to actually go to college. And I went to Carthage College in Kenosha. And I enjoyed it there. I loved it. I don't like the winter, obviously, which it like farther away from. Virginia was cold, but not as cold. I didn't know that it gets worse. But did it, and I enjoyed it. Loved Carthage. Loved everybody that I got to meet, and I still live there.
Yeah, which is beautiful because Wisconsin is like a state that I think Iowans, like a lot of Iowans, spend time there and go up there, and there's like a kindred spirit. We felt that when we went to Blue Ox. I mean, the people up there are just so wonderful and welcoming, and you know, I think it's kind of it's another state that embodies like the Midwest spirit of how I like to. Yeah, Midwest nice.
I was when I told people I was moving to the Midwest, they people in Virginia especially were like, oh, there's a Midwest nice thing, and I didn't necessarily know what that meant, but I've experienced that a lot, which has made, you know, living in Wisconsin like almost permanent, just because there's a song called Home that you know, I talk about. It's just about the people around you, not the place you live. Yeah. And Wisconsin has made it so easy to just feel feel that way. So
yeah. Well, that's such an interesting point of, especially having moved around a lot. You know, you have to create your home. You have to you pick up and literally recreate it, but then creating. And I think that's something that just listening to other interviews and hearing you speak, I think that's something that you do really well is you create home like from you, and it makes people around you feel at ease and feel comfortable.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. And I think that comes from performing. You know, there's this natural thing I think as performers of being able to kind of talk to anybody, or you know, it's not always the case, but
not every time.
Not every time.
Every time.
And sometimes you're like, God, I don't want to talk to anyone today, and I have to.
And that's when you just. You know, let people know that, hey, I'm not really here. I'm just, I'm just here to do a job.
Smile and nod.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's something that I get from your music as well. Is you're really, you share your experiences at a very vulnerable level, I think. And you had this great comment in another interview about, we all feel the same emotions generally, but the journey is different.
Yeah.
And that's what you sing about, and that's what you talk about. I really love that.
I believe that all the way. Like, I honestly think that's what makes music so powerful.
Yeah.
Is somebody can sing about something completely different from your experience, but because of the emotion in it, you almost can identify with something that has never happened to you, there's no chance that it would maybe even ever happen to you, but somehow you can relate. And I think that's just because of like the core emotion that's going to be on whatever they described, whether it's pain or loss or happiness or joy. It's going to be whatever that core emotion is, you're going to identify with them.
Yeah. There's so many songs. I bet you could think of a song where you relate to it, even though the subject matter. Like sometimes for me, it's even the music of the song, even more so than the words, or sometimes that can happen too. And that's why I find music so unifying, and so it's like the international language, right? Everybody speaks music.
And you're a musician too.
I am a musician. Yes, so I'm speaking from experience. No,
That's cool.
No, I do. I've been playing music from a young age, and it's something. And listening to music, and it was kind of. Definitely part of my household growing up. But I think something that's come out of it for me that I love is I do have like an extra family, like, the band that I play with, and even the newer bands that I've been playing with. I found a lot of community in those people. And then, we've had experiences recently where we had a young, like a high schooler come to a show, and she's like, oh my God, you're my favorite. You've been on my Spotify top 3, like top band. Cool. And we're just like, what? Who? What? Like we could be your parents. It feels like, but it was so cool. And again, that's why I think music just always transcends. So yeah.
I think, in a way, when it comes to touring, when it comes to even when we go to places that we've just like never been. Like at the Blue Ox, you guys coming out, it felt easy. Obviously, to talk to you, you're musicians, but also when we had just finished the show, the mood was so good. I mean, the mood of the festival was amazing either way. But when you have finished and you can relate with almost everybody that was right there, just you're not relating about, knowing each other or anything like that, but just having shared that experience together, the live experience together, that makes it super easy to feel at home. So,
That's like why we do this. I feel like a lot of times is you're creating that shared moment for just a blink in time, just a 2-hour window or whatever of people's lives, an hour. And that's beautiful. I want to go backwards because you've actually, so you came over as an 18-year-old, but you weren't even really playing music at that point, right?
Yeah.
And I heard you learn guitar to impress a girl, and it sounded like it may not have worked, or did it work? Okay,
it didn't work at all.
Which is surprising because I've seen you play guitar and I'm impressed. But,
no, it's I didn't have the calluses. I just it was like trying to, I thought maybe I could learn it in like a week or like, at first it was maybe in like one night I can like do it, and then that didn't work out, and then in a week, and I felt like I put myself on on a really tight time schedule.
What song were you trying to learn? Like
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
Of course.
Well, a terrible song. A lovely song, but terrible song to. Well, one, the subject matter of you trying to tell your crush about everything in that song is like, what?
That's true. It's
this
actually
is bad.
It's actually like a word. Our
Right.
relationship
and it
is
goes
dying.
over even worse when you can't play it, and so
Yeah,
you can't play it well.
John Mayer just like jumping into those.
Yeah.
Oh
man, it's just you're sliding all over the place.
Can you even listen to that song now? Do you? Just
I love it now.
Yeah,
it's actually
okay,
one of my favorite.
Can you play it now?
Yeah. Yeah. So
right.
I love that song for that very reason, and I keep. But when I came here, it was something that I just was kind of playing around with the guitar. It wasn't anything solid, and but my dad had actually gotten us like keys lessons when we were younger, but I didn't have the discipline. Sometimes I still don't, but I didn't have the discipline or attention span to actually dedicate, myself to it.
Yes.
But I'm glad I picked up a little bit because it kept at least watering my love for music at least.
Yeah, like planted the seed a little bit.
Yeah. And so I used to kind of mess around on the keys a bit and like mess around on the guitar. My sister taught me a few chords. My dad did too. And I'm glad that it kept happening because when I moved to Carthage College, then because that was, even though it wasn't so far away and it was for college, it was yet another move.
Right.
And so I was like, man, here we go. And so music was one of those things that kind of was the only thing I kind of brought with me, let's say in a suitcase. And so I kept playing. I'd played for church a little bit at that point too. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I love. And I just grew more and more and more in love with it. And so by the time I was in junior year, I started doing open mics in Kenosha.
With your own music? Like, did you start writing?
God,
okay,
no.
you were still...
No. Oh.
Okay. We're still playing covers.
Just covers. I started writing my own music in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. When at that point, I was... Well, one, I had gotten a little bit of experience playing out. I had played a few shows in Kenosha. I used to play second Saturday at this one place called Sassy Bees in Kenosha.
Love it.
Which was really cool. And I think in 2019 is actually when I was going through a process where I couldn't work. So I was like, well, since I have nothing here, nothing to lose, I'm going to start writing music here. And that's actually when I started writing music because, imagine a whole day of doing nothing.
Well, right.
Because it was just a waiting time period for me. So I did that and wrote my very first EP. It was like a 3-song EP that I still really love.
Yeah.
And it's just been
that's why
going and playing since then.
I find this amazing that, you didn't start writing until somewhat recently because it just seems like you're miles ahead in so many ways as well. So I think it was always in you.
Appreciate it.
Sometimes you gotta incubate maybe a little longer, and it was worth the wait, I guess.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. I mean, I think because you see some of the people that that write and that sing, and like I've been lucky enough to be around some amazing songwriters, and I think they keep you hungry, they keep you aspiring to be at that level. And so thankfully because I had played out a little bit, I had met some of those people, so they were able to influence me, cheer me on, just kind of give me that push as well. And obviously having the time on my hands helped to write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. And so I'm glad we're still here doing it.
Yeah. Well, and what I love about your songs too is you've talked about having influences from the 80s, like Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper, 80s, 90s music, obviously. And there is a real beautiful pop sensibility in your music, as we call it, like
sensibility. I like that. It's the first time I've ever heard that.
You gotta have a bit of a hook, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I think you do a really beautiful job of that while still having this like just very true storytelling element. And I think I was listening to, part of, I feel like you were talking about Ugandan culture and just culture in general is the storytelling. It's like, which I think all places across the world like could point to storytelling being just essential to how cultures developed and like the trajectory of humans in that area. But I feel like my impression is that storytelling is almost at a spiritual, like it goes beyond just entertainment or a tool to use. Like it feels really intrinsic to the fabric of like who you are as people.
I mean, as people everywhere. Well, one, I think that, you know, storytelling is how history has been carried on, and has been passed on from generation to generation. Obviously, stories change over time. Stories sometimes take on new meaning, depending on what has happened to the group of people or the culture of those people.
Worst game of telephone you've ever.
Correct, right, yeah. Worst game really
who
is.
Who knows what really happened
you know,
to the dinosaurs?
Who knows what really happened? But this is a really good story, you know what I mean? It's how morals are taught in most cultures, in most places. It's how values are also told as well, and values are reinforced. And so I think one of the things that I've loved the most about writing from that kind of tapping into that is that I've been able to connect with a lot of people, because I think everybody knows the value of a story. And I feel like everybody values a good story. And so I think that's one of the things I keep the most forefront in my mind is I hope it's a good story, and I or at least I hope it brings up a good one, you know. So if I'm not telling a story, I'm hoping it brings up a good one. So
right. That's a good point. If I'm not telling a story, what am I saying? And sometimes I often talk about the way that I write songs a lot of times is taking a feeling and like making it huge, or, you know, kind of not embellishing necessarily, but a lot of times it's the story is slightly embellished in the song, but the feeling is very real, which is kind of ties back to, you know, what we were saying about.
Not to like get off track, but I'm like I struggle with that a little bit. So when we're sharing some of the songs, like the one we just played, Low and Luck,
beautiful song.
One of my friends was telling me, he's like, hey, I think the timeline is wrong. My wife told me that as well, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, this is my story, bro, but
I'm like, were you there? Like, what, you know?
Okay.
And she's like, no, it's just the way of the structure of the song. Like, you know, you're going from like 7 to 15 and then to 12. So I'm like, well, I didn't think about that. You are right.
Chronologically, that would be
And
correct.
they're like, well, what if maybe, because no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know, like, if you change the age. You know, a little bit.
Okay.
I'm like, well, but then it won't be a true story. You know what I mean? So maybe I get hung up on that. I'll know it. You know, but at the same time, you know, it's cool, because then what end up happening is sitting down and almost writing a story with someone else, even though like I'm like, no, well, this one's true, all of it. So as much as it sucks for like, you know, song arrangement, I might just keep it that way.
But also there's something to be said at not following chronological. That's not how we live as humans. Like, how many times are all of a sudden in your head you're transported back to 12, and then you're 7, and then you're, you know, 25, and then, you know, time isn't time. We feel time as linear, but like it's not always. Our internal, you know, time is always way different, you know.
And I like that.
Let's chalk it up to that. They don't know what they're talking about.
No one knows what they're talking about. We're just making this up.
And that song is so beautiful. It's a combination of these like low moments, but it kind of ends on a high note. I mean, because you just wrote, this is a fresh.
It's a fresh one, so I really like it because essentially the song is actually about my wife, right? So,
right.
And it's about my wife, my family, my where I'm at now, where I feel like I am kind of at the end of my luck, because where, you know, how do you have it, like where you know you live in a safe place, you live in, you could wake up and not necessarily worry about some of the things that, you know, a lot of people worry about, like, you know, so
like things have been going too well. Is what you're
almost
saying.
that, and you're at some point you're almost like, you know, just waiting for the other shoe, and so. You know, at the end of the song is basically I've used up all my luck on all of this, you know, and because now I have to be trying to do all the things that either should bring about, you know, good luck or keep me on the straight and narrow,
what you have,
you know. So that's the
Oof.
whole 10 and 2 thing, and just saying like now I have to be careful, because there's nothing more, you know, there's no more luck.
This
is good.
You're there.
This is as good as I could get. So Yeah.
What a horrible place to be on top.
Well, I mean, maybe.
No, that's wonderful. What a beautiful, I mean, what I found, and I got chills. I bet Brooke did too, right, Brooke? When you played that song, she's behind the curtain, everybody. I'm just talking to Brooke's ghost. But you could feel all of us in the room, our team. I mean, I feel like the bottom dropped out of, because there are these moments in that song that are like really heartbreaking. And then to end it, you know, with this, I could tell this like ode to your wife of like, I found you and like, I'm screwed now. Anything after this is like trouble. So it was really, really beautiful. And
Thanks.
You could feel that it was true. Like it was very, you could tell that.
Thank you. I hope I don't take it for granted ever.
No. Well, you better not, because your luck's out now.
Right.
No. You have like a 5-hour drive, so let's say your luck's going to extend you all the way home.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. Yeah, a car will make it. Everything will be great. Even though not to like branch, but I've been playing now since at least touring. Yeah. Since 2019 we played, but not too far. So we played kind of around like the area, locally, maybe the radius of like Chicago as far as, Milwaukee, that, you know. But when we started touring again after COVID, we got to go, you know, East Coast was, you know, I'd kind of gotten a really good group of guys.
Oh, great.
And so we went to the East Coast. I've been to the West Coast solo, done the Midwest all over. Right. But some of the things that have kept us, you know, humble, honest, you name it, all the words, are all the things that come with music that it's not, no one advertises, right? Like no one says like, preach. Do you know how to drive a trailer? Yeah. You know,
no, this is literally, I'm about to go on tour and this is the exact conversation we're having where it's like, well, funny. Everyone's driven a big van, but you had the trailer.
Yeah. And it's
then
like,
math's involved and like,
and you know, have you, so, you know, my car's broken down a couple times. And,
are you a mechanic? Are you?
Yeah, are you a mechanic? You know how to change spark plugs just right like that? You know, all these things that I'm like, I feel like they need to be like advertised because that's not what I signed up for. Right. And now here we are, you know, on the side of the road trying to figure something out. So talking about luck and everything, we still had really good luck though on the road. And it's been really nice getting to play for so many different places, so many different people. And it's been really good. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes we're just crossing our fingers the entire way around the nation. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, and we should call out, you're here solo. Thank you for coming down and doing this. But you have an incredible band backing you right now.
The Village,
they're just fantastic. And it really, like, I really hope people go and see you live anytime you're in the area because it fleshes out. I mean, I loved you playing solo today. It was like heartbreakingly wonderful. But the sound, I loved the combo because you have somebody playing steel, right?
Keys, just straight
keys.
It
is keys. I'm mixing all the bands on that stage that we saw. Right. No, you're right. Key player and the sound. I remember talking about this when we interviewed you. The sound that your drummer brings in, especially, I feel like amplifies the uniqueness of the folk infusion that I think is your music. That makes like the rhythms and things that you do totally different. And I feel like he's really. Like you guys have created something really great.
I'm really happy with meeting people that can translate.
Yeah.
Translate a lot of, you know, obviously you write a song and you come in, you know, to the studio and you're making all sorts of noises with your mouth, right?
Yeah. And, want to go. I speak drummers.
But then also what you can sometimes struggle with is communicating a feeling, like communicating like what you want it to feel like. And it's always gold when you find somebody that almost can read your brain, you know, and just say, this is, you mean this, and it's almost exactly what you were thinking, or better. So that I've been really lucky to get just a good group of guys who can do that. I think one of the advantages for the guys that at least the rhythm section, whole rhythm section, is our cultures are very close together. So what I really try to infuse into what I'm doing is a lot of like, you know, my cultural like beats and rhythms and all those things. And they're not too far apart. They're not too far apart from South America. They're not too far from Central America. So it just it blends and they know what they're doing and they know what they're doing really well. So
it's just such a beautiful, like I said, it's like an expansion of, because you can hear that when you play solo, but I feel like they like really highlight those elements of what you're bringing in. So it's a really cool orchestration.
Hopefully we come back this way live as a whole band.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, you gotta.
Really cool.
You gotta come through.
Yes.
And Davenport, there's a great spot there. I know you have a friend there. There's Raccoon Motels over there. Like great room. And
okay,
we'll hook you up.
We'll stop
with the people. No, it was so fun seeing all of you play together and just jive, and like it really comes across. So it's wonderful. We want to thank our episode sponsor, Uptempo Music. It's a great spot whether you're a beginner or a gigging musician. They've been in business for over 23 years in Beaverdale, so come check them out. I wanted to ask you too about, you talked about, so you're living in Wisconsin. Did you build a studio there? Did I?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I did.
I wanted to ask you about that because you were going to record your EP and you just like built your own, right? Yes. Or when was this?
So, I recorded the first EP in my apartment, and some of it in my apartment, and then some of it with a friend of mine who also had built a basement studio, or had built a basement studio at his place, and then in 2020, right? So we bought a house, and we obviously all know how life was at that point. But we bought a house, and it had kind of a spare space right next to the garage that was kind of being used as just a barn or open storage or whatever it was. Yeah. So I decided I would turn that into a full studio where I'd record my first album. Right. So that was the goal. Yeah. And it did happen, which was really cool. Recorded Mr. Mulwana through there. Yeah. And
I was gonna say it's like a true self-titled because it's Mr. Mulwana.
Well, because I felt like as I was working on it, and I don't necessarily have any like background in engineering or building or things like that, but I was like, I can learn.
Yeah. Who better to learn on than yourself?
Right. Yeah. And I can Google and I can use YouTube. And so I can figure out some of the things. Obviously, I have to really deep dive into things like electrical and things like that. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. So, and I got time. So I did that, and I felt like when I was working on that project specifically, I felt that I was working on myself.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to come out of it a Mr., which is a title, not just kind of, I don't feel that you can just be called, you can be called Mr. because you are. That's great.
Sure.
But I felt like it would mean a lot more because when, in a lot of cultures, not just mine, when little kids are kind of addressing an older gentleman that they don't know, they call him Mr., nothing else. They just say Mr. And it's a sign of respect, and it's a sign of this is a person who clearly has earned this title worth, something.
Yes.
And otherwise, if it's a beggar on the street, person, whomever, they don't necessarily use the same words, right? Sure. And so Mr. is more of a title, an honor to say Mr. So I wanted to come out of the project as a Mr. Yeah. So that's why the title is Mr. Mulwana.
I love that.
Mulwana meaning to fight, which is my last name. Because I felt that in that time period I had to fight a lot to get through from one day to another, to get through tough situations and or tough, at least mental situations, to get to a finished product. Yeah. And so I wanted to record the album in there, Mr. Mulwana. Yeah. After that I've used it for all sorts of different things. Have live tracking for different bands and stuff, different projects that come through there. But I also record in there still myself for other different merch things that I do.
Yeah, promo. And it's so nice to, because I also 2020 got a little home recording set up, which Phil helped me with. Shout out to Phil. But I was like, where do I plug in the, okay, I got it. But it's so nice to be able to create better demos as well. Like when you're trying to communicate with your band and communicate a feeling, or like I want the drum beat to sound like this. It is nice to have those tools because I feel like it just gets you ahead by the time you get in the rehearsal space or something. Yeah, cheat code, totally.
Yeah.
And we've also had the experience of now we're kind of chasing the demo sound, on accident. It's like, oh wait, but the thing you did at home actually kind of killed it, let's do, And a lot of that is because you do have the chance at home to be like, nope, do it again. Nope, do it again.
Just the room, the time. Yeah. It's nice. It's really, it's been amazing working through there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's so awesome. And and being able to collaborate with other musicians too, I think is fun when you have that kind of space. Yeah. I like doing that too.
All the like co-writes and stuff like that. It's been good. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so you're touring. Is this what you're doing full time? I know you're a dad too. So you're a full-time dad.
Yeah. Well, that's that's not going to go away anytime soon, I don't think, unfortunately.
Forever dad.
Yeah. So I wanted to do music, and I feel like I'm kind of getting to that point where I can do it again. I was doing music full-time 2019, 2020, just full time. But it was more of a still dream, like for me, because not thankfully, but the world was kind of shut down, so it wasn't necessarily like the same amount of let's say bills and things like that. You weren't necessarily eating out or things like that, so you could save almost forcibly, right?
People can travel. I mean, it was like a weird
can't travel, can't go, right? So but I want to get back to just doing that. So outside of this, I work a few contract jobs as a network engineer, but other than that, I would love to get back to...
Is that like IT? Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like like pulling fiber cable and configuring firewalls and cool. That's the life I hate but can do.
Right. Pays the bill. No, we all do this.
I don't hate it, I guess. It's fine. It's just strong word.
It's cables. It's fine. Yeah. No, I'm always curious to hear. I feel like most people don't have a situation where they can full-time musician because it's always hard to kind of tip the scales into that.
Well, I mean, if you start to think about childcare for me now, but healthcare too, and
it's a huge,
just all the things that come with like natural living. Once you tip the scales, it would be amazing to do that. But until then,
it's really difficult. I often, in talking to other artists, like, especially nowadays, it's so important for people to buy physical merch from the artist directly because even in the world of streaming and things like that, the amount of streams that you have to achieve is so astronomical, like to be able to make anything. Yeah. And so I've kind of been excited by the return to vinyl and the, kind of, I feel like I'm starting to see and feel the reinvestment of the listener in directly supporting, the artist. We played a show, Phil, actually, we have a little synth pop side project, and we played a show recently with our friend Carolee, and it was so great it was a free show in this bar in town that does shows sometimes. Yeah. Free show. So instead, people put their money into, buying merch. And so I think it actually made it affordable. Like, she actually may have made some money, which is just so nice. And not to knock venues like that do have cover, like there's all that is necessary, like I support that as well. But it's really, I think even a small amount, like people don't realize how much even $100 is like tank of gas there and back type of thing. It's just it's so important.
I think so. Even just to remember evenings to remember like the experience that you had with an artist, like merch is powerful. Like it does make up quite a bit. I think one of the things I've been trying to think more and more of, and I think a lot of artists are thinking of, is how to do merch on that's something that doesn't cost you too much. To make at all, or whatever. See if you can make it yourself. And I know a lot of artists do that, which is really cool because that really is what ends up feeding us. So I'm constantly thinking of what's the next way I can like. So the mixtape thing I was telling you about earlier, like, so it's been really cool. That. You have the studio. You can buy a pack of empty CDs at Walmart or wherever you go.
Like $1,000 for $5.
For like nothing. And then record songs that you will never release, like record songs that will just always live on the CD and sell that. Like, and that has been super cool for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of actually what's starting to tip the scale here a little bit for me. So that's
amazing.
been really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like listeners love that, whether it's music or TV shows. I feel like we were talking about Parks and Rec earlier. Like just feeling like those people. You're like, oh, I'm friends with Leslie Knope. Like we'd be best friends. Like that. People I think like that about the entertainment world is like they want to know, like, oh, I know something, I've heard a song by Ben that no one else has heard. It's something cool that you can offer that's unique, and
that's honestly what people are also looking for is connection. And you nailed it right in the head. I mean, that's people are looking for that, because yes, you can buy a vinyl or you can even just go listen on stream, but it does start to feel impersonal. And when you can get something that either is made or made with love, I would say, but like if you can get something that is like, no, this is almost our thing, that connection,
it's like a conversation, even more
that
so.
Connection is so worth it, and it's so beautiful. It always is so cool when it happens. And that's also when you see repeat people that have seen your show and you're like, oh man, you almost know all my jokes. Can you,
oh no, you know all the words and I'm messing them up right in front of
so but it's still really cool when they come back for that, because you still have that personal connection.
And that's something you can that's the trick too, is you sell that person a CD or a vinyl and then that's it. So doing this mixtape thing creates, these people want to give you more money, but they're not going to buy 50 copies of the same thing. So it's like a great way, kind of in the in-between. Actually, I love this idea a lot.
Yeah.
And I made the joke about mistakes. I often say, like, I try to be more graceful about making mistakes on stage, because in those moments, I'm sure you've been to a show where an artist is messed up and they start over and they laugh and they're like, oh, I just wrote this, or, whatever it is. And done right, it's like really, it feels so personal and so genuine and real. And, I always just say, like, as long as we have a good time, like we can even mess up, but like, as long as we have a good time. They're going to have a good time.
And it's a good spirit about it, too.
Yeah.
So, if you're not too hard on yourself, that's good.
You got to laugh at yourself a little bit.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
And then go cry about it later in therapy. No, so you've been, this summer you played some big festivals. You played Blue Ox. You played Mile of Music, which is an Appleton, Wisconsin festival that maybe we need to go to. Brooke, next we should put it on the detour list. It sounds incredible. We've heard about it from other folks. Where else? Like, are you planning to tour into the winter here?
So Summerfest was one too this year, and that
Milwaukee.
was beautiful. That was awesome.
Yeah. That's on my bucket
so
list.
In the spring, I'm actually putting together a tour. I'm gonna put a shameless plug. I'm also looking for a van.
Do it! Oh my gosh! Yeah, anybody.
So I'm gonna get my.
Actually, I might be able to help you out with that.
I mean, I'm always down.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk. Yeah.
I'm doing like a whole Kickstarter and everything.
Yeah.
But if you got one,
I mean, you should probably just buy one for how much you should probably own one. But
right, sure. Because I drive a car. Her name is you're gonna hate this. Her name's Dora.
Dora.
Guess what?
Because it's a Ford Explorer.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I love it. And we should call out. We're sitting here with your guitar.
My guitar's name's Eunice. Yeah, she's amazing. I did not give her Eunice. I gave Dora, but I mean, that's
good. That's very good.
I just felt like it's just stupid not to,
Truly, that's
especially how far she's been. She's been everywhere. But I think she's coming to the end of her road. I don't know that I can put another. We will be going up north, Green Bay, Appleton, Michigan, the UP. And we might have a Canada couple shows in there too. Canada, and then wrapping around. Michigan coming back in.
Amazing.
And so it would be on the other side of Michigan too. So that's what we're planning on, but Dora is not going to make it.
Dora's not going to
make it. As much as I love her and I feel like she is able to do anything she puts her mind to, she just doesn't have this one. This one is not in the bag.
It's hard I mean, touring with your own, my band has to do that. main band, we don't have a van either. We usually take 2 vehicles anytime we tour somewhere. So it's like it's such wear and tear, on the vehicles.
So I just don't think she's gonna make it. So I'm actually looking to own a van this year and then kind of keep, because the road next year has quite a few things on there. So that's gonna be our first tour. But the rest of the summer is a couple of house shows that we really love doing in the fall, because the fall just brings us vibes. And then some Christmas shows, which would be cool.
Yeah, fun. I think I saw a video of you doing a Christmas song with
a couple friends. I don't know. I kind of like festivities. I love the festive season.
That's great.
Not too much to do like a whole show for, but like if you want to do something that has Christmas but is not Christmas, that's where I'm at.
That's a sweet spot, I would say. I was going to say, have you tried to write a Christmas song? It's like the hardest thing in the world.
Not terrible, but I can't do it.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is made evident by like there are no recent Christmas classics, right?
Sure.
Like they're all the classics.
Yeah.
I think through Mariah and then that. That's it.
So. Which is funny, like every time it's a Mariah, every time it's a Christmas show and someone says, you have a Christmas song. And I always play Always Be My Baby by Mariah. And I'm like, yep. There you go.
Always be my baby, Jesus.
That's it. I just do that, and then I'm like, "There's your Christmas song." Just play a couple Christmas chords.
What I love is it's still Mariah. It's just not. Oh
just
God, not the right one.
So that's what I do. Someone asked me for that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Are there okay, on this line, since you like festivities, are there traditions from, I mean, I'm sure you miss home and traditions over there, but are there some that stand out to you that you miss a lot from Uganda or Kenya or your time?
So we do a lot of weddings. Well, and people get married all the time, but that's not unique.
We do that here too.
That's just unique. But
different.
There's a lot of festivities surrounding weddings, right? So there is the Kuchala, Kwanjula. There's so many things. Kasiki. There's so many different things that are related to the wedding, but not the wedding, And one is an introduction ceremony. The other one's a send off. If it's a lady or the lady's family organizes for her something very bright and early in the morning, that is like a kabo kamwala, which is like a whole thing too. So there's so many different like little stuff, which I love the fact that everything's blown up to the max, where it's just like we could also just chill, we could. It's not.
How was your wedding? Because you were married. So
of course, it wasn't. My wife is not Ugandan, right?
Sure.
So it would have been supremely awkward, like to do all these things, and most of the aside from the Kwanjula, most of the other things are normally for the bride, right? So mine was a very heavy like fusion experiment, from the food to the music to everything was just a heavy fusion, because I live here, and there's a lot of friends that I have here. Could you imagine if no one could recognize any of the songs being played?
Sounds great to me, but I'm into that. I'm a weirdo.
We had a heavy fusion type of thing, but we did a kasiki, which was super cool. But there was no need to do a Kwanjula. The Kwanjula is an introduction ceremony where they have to kind of go down and introduce the family tree and introduce it. Now, if you're both Baganda, it makes it, we have to go to clans, and then we have to make sure like none of our ancestors at any point ever, because
keep the bloodline
then it's like, okay, we're not.
Is there a point where you get there and you're like, oh no, we're related?
I mean, I know if that happens, we're done. It's happened.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, my mom is one of 11. Like, she has 10 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So I have like a gajillion cousins. Mm-hmm. So there could be a day, who knows where.
Whole story, there's a whole story here about different.
I know.
Not for this podcast.
Okay, different podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know. No, I love. I studied abroad in Brazil a couple times, and so I just love the fusion of cultures and like integrating that into music. But also, I feel like as much as Americans, United States people, we like to party or whatever, but I feel like there's something so different. Like in Brazil, I talk about this a lot of, they love to dance. And it's not just like, ooh, my song's playing in the club, like it's they know the dances, like not just the electric slide, chicken dance crap, get out of here, stupid American stuff. But like, it's like if everyone could foxtrot, but it was like cool. And I can't explain, like, there's a dance there called forró, and it's like couples dance, and it was so much fun to learn when I was there.
So what's interesting is, I mean, we do that too. Like there is specific dances that they've grown up on, and so there's kind of a whole culture thing here. So almost every culture has its thing, right? Like whether it's the German culture, Irish, like all that, they have a thing. And it doesn't matter what the song is playing. It's like if the beat's right, we're all doing it. Like we're all doing it. And we're all doing it. I don't care who your back aches, whatever, just get up because it's the time to do it. It's the time to celebrate. It's the time to do that. I always found it so funny, especially when I had like first landed here, where I went to a couple of weddings for friends of mine, and there was not necessarily dancing, or like it wasn't arranged, it wasn't organized. So I'm like, okay, there's like which all the other ones you just mentioned, like even in Brazil, it's almost organized, feels choreographed, right? So I was just like, man, what's it? Like, everybody, okay, cool, it's fine, and it's fine. I'm not like, it wasn't like a culture shock.
I'm not judging you.
Yeah,
You're like, it's lame, but whatever.
But it happened weird. Like I always have like a weird interpretation to the whole thing, or understanding of the whole thing, because when the wobble comes on,
wobble baby wobble,
No,
that's what I'm saying. Then it's like people are pushing people out of the way.
Out the way. Let me get my stance. Everybody gets their room.
Not in the electric slide. I'm telling you. People,
and so it's funny because I feel like you're seeing a culture being formed, right? Because cultures don't just like happen overnight, or like traditions don't just happen overnight, or things like that take hundreds of years to build, right? And those things are birthed and then have to live, months, years, and then it becomes a culture.
Becomes legend.
And then it becomes a thing that, your daughter does because mom does. I just don't even, and then your granddaughter does because, well, like dad was doing, like electric set, things like that was start to happen, and they stay alive, and then that's what essentially forms the tradition. So some of these dances that would happen in like my culture or whatever are just thousands of years old. That's really old. But when they started, they probably resembled the wobble. Right. I
love this.
You know what I mean? And so I, at least how people viewed them, they're like, all of a sudden these people start doing it. What I mean?
These youths.
And so I think you're just kind of seeing a culture in its birth years where it's like, oh, here we are, like looking at something being born right now, but maybe 200 years, maybe we come back in another lifetime and we recognize the wobble, like look at that, like that. I like that the wobble's gonna make
it through space
I think
and time.
It is. Chicken dance, all of those. Like, it was so funny watching every wedding I went to. Like, there was specific songs and specific dances you had to do around it. And you can imagine an outsider who's never seen it. Just like, what? Like okay.
Wow, you guys you're going all in on the wobble then.
The chicken dance. Like, go ahead. That was the one. That was a weird one too. And I'm just like, okay,
I love
cool.
this.
So like that's. But I think that's just a culture. That
and music does that. That's what I find really interesting too, is to see how music evolves, because a lot of times there is that recycle, like fashion, can almost be kind of recycled. We see the 90s stuff coming back right now and all these things. But it's like, it's like patterns that are going to forever kind of exist, but just the variations, I don't know. It's like there's the flu, but you can also have a lot of variations of the flu, right? There's all those offshoots of it. So it's like
weird example, but
I know. It's hard.
Okay.
COVID was on my mind. We brought that back. But
I gotcha.
No, I just I love hearing about, your culture and experiencing, US culture, because I think it's so hard when you're in the thick of it also to be objective about it.
Yeah.
So I like asking those questions.
Yeah, I think it's been nice for me related to music especially to fuse my culture and even the experiences and stuff and the music that I listen to here and the music I listen to growing up. All those things have been fusions of one another. And I feel like that is what it's going to be, years from now, because a lot of cultures are mixing, a lot of cultures, people are mixing. And so it's very easy to get a sound that maybe can sound bluegrass. I was honestly very surprised that when the Blue Ox was coming down and play, and I'm like, is this a trap?
Is this a trap? Are you gonna kidnap me? No, it was such a great fit. I mean, and that festival in general, I mean, it's definitely bluegrass heavy, but they also have kind of this jam element. And I don't know if you saw Lady Bird from Milwaukee. They played on that stage.
I wasn't able to see
they
them.
were even more kind of rock and roll.
Right.
He chugged a beer on stage. It was really funny, and those guys were wild. They were awesome. But I thought it was really cool that they were using that stage for that, where it was you were literally kind of on the fringe,
right?
Of physically and but you fit. I mean, it still fit so well.
Yeah, and I think because yes, they are going to be purists, and there's going to be purist versions of this is a bluegrass, this is country, this is this is that. But I also think that there is a massive blend that can happen, should happen, and I think should be welcome in a way, because that's also how good music is discovered. So so I privileged to be there, and I hope a lot of people felt that.
Oh man, the crowd absolutely loved your set. I know we did, but everybody there was captivated, I would say, by it was awesome, and just engaged with your performance, which was cool. And it was just such a cool setting, because that's where the hammocks were and people are hanging out in the trees.
That was I mean, again, I didn't know what to expect when I got there, but it was good. Beautiful.
No, it was beautiful. Yeah. So, okay, your new song, Low on Luck. Are you putting this out soon, or is this special for us, or are you releasing new music and that's where the tour is going to support?
Recording and not yet all the way recorded, but recording and will release at some point.
Okay.
And
exciting.
At some point, I say, because I had a target for this fall, but kind of fell short a little bit of that target, which is not a bad thing. I'm giving myself a little bit of time because I want it to be good, and I want it to be done so professionally, and I want it to be done in a way that I want to throw it on every morning, So I don't want to rush that. But that's also what the tour is going to be around. So if it's done by the tour,
great.
you can hear it. If it's not done by the tour, you can hear all the songs and hope for a future streaming date. But the tour is going to be called the Soul Case Tour, because it's going to actually look a little bit different. Than it's not going to be the whole village. It's going to be a different set of me, myself, my drummer, the keys player, and a cello.
Beautiful.
Which is so it's gonna be really cool. So we're gonna do a completely different vibe, because it's winter one, but also because there's something I really want to do. So I think it's gonna be
exciting.
Good. Yeah.
I love this. I love your openness to experimentation outside of that, and just kind of going with the flow. I don't know.
And the record will not sound anything like it, which I feel like sometimes it's not boring. I think it's good. You do a record, release it, play it. I think that's what, it's good. I'm definitely no expert on anything, right? But
I mean, do the that's the base level.
But I really like to do a song, do the record, release it, and then play it differently.
Yeah,
because
that's great.
You have all the time on your own to go listen to the record.
Exactly.
But this one, I only have this moment with you. So let me show you what I really want to show you. And then whenever you get time, go listen to the record.
Right.
So yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, everyone absolutely needs to go see Ben Mulwana live.
That would be really fun.
Go listen to your music. Your Mr. Mulwana album we didn't even really dig into, but I absolutely love it. It is beautiful, and I love that you recorded on your own. Obviously, YouTube did you solid.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Thank you.
But the songs are really beautiful. I love that you mentioned John Mayer, because I actually do hear some of that kind of blues. Like, he's not straight blues either, and I hear that in your music, and I think that's why I just really love it. So everyone, please go check out Ben Mulwana. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us and sharing this beautiful new song with us.
Thank you. Appreciate you, and I'd hope to see you guys again, and would love to be back.
Yeah. Please do. Come back soon.
Thank you.
He was 7'9", just turned 8. Certain we were chosen for the scene, 'cause we could fly so high, higher than you'd ever been. Raced my brother to the top balcony, dared him to jump, he got scared. So I set the pace after all. I just turned 8, and all he knew, his brother, is just brave. So there I go, Geronimo. 15 seconds of vertigo. Felt like a dream until I hit the floor. So I'm still here, but my luck's running low.
In the Round is produced and recorded at Trilix Studio. Remember to subscribe to In the Round wherever podcasts are found.
15, 5'4", but growing faster than a weed.